On an average, how many new teachers do you hire every year?
Every year, not less than 100.
Tell us your 3 favorite questions that you like to ask a teacher to identify whether the teacher is a good fit for your team or not.
Yeah. So the first question I do ask, how many times you have failed in your career?
Okay.
And after failing, how you have bounced back out of that. That is one thing. Second thing, I ask whether your degrees and
What drives you? What makes you want to do more and experiment more?
yeah, like my nature is like that, taking the risk, experimenting, and wanted to be a lifelong learner. Explore.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session for your favorite podcast, Inspiring Educators. In this podcast, we invite inspirational educators from different parts of the world to come and talk to the next generation of teachers who are looking for inspiration so that they can do the best of themselves. Today, we have a very, very interesting education leader, Dr. Pramod Mahajan. Now, I've been talking to Dr. Pramod for the last 1 hour or so, and I can tell you the kind of depth of knowledge, not just about what a successful school looks like, but what does a successful teacher mean? What does successful education system mean? How to help governments to run schools? How to build frameworks so that new successful schools can be built? And God knows what all I've talked to him about in the last 1 hour. He's currently the Director Principal of Sharjah Indian School. He's the former General Secretary of Sharjah Private Education Authority, the regulatory body of Sharjah private schools. He's currently, he's the chairperson of Sharjah Twinning School Council. He's the board of director or a member of board of directors of Principals Council as Sharjah Private Education Authority. He holds a leadership position for CBSE in, Sharjah, and 2 more Emirates. It's a long bio. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to invite him to come and share more about him. And I'm super excited for this episode of Inspiring Educators because we get to learn from somebody who has shaped private education, private school education in the Emirate of Sharjah over the last 10 years. Dr. Mahajan, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I'd love if you could share a small introduction about yourself for our audiences, and then we build on that journey.
Yeah, this is Dr. Pramod Mahajan, Director Principal of Sharjah Indian School. The Sharjah Indian School, one of the oldest and biggest school of UAE rather than the Gulf countries. It is owned and run by Indian Association, Sharjah. So we have some 10,000 plus students in a single campus.
Wow.
Our strength reached up to 15,000, and then we have opened our branch school. So I'm working there as a director principal from last 9 years, so 10th year going on. If I have personal introduction about myself, I belong to a very small village and belongs to farming community. We are coming from the farmers group. And completed my schooling from rural areas in the mother tongue, and then my graduation from government SNPG College Khandwa. It was with University of Sagar. Now it is known as Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar, one of the oldest university of India.
So you were born in Madhya Pradesh?
Actually it's a border of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh.
So actually I've been to Khandwa.
Uh-huh.
I've been to that entire area and I've been to schools there. That's why the moment you said Khandwa, I was like, wow. Because in my mind, you mentioned also earlier in our conversation.
It's a border of Maharashtra and MP.
Right.
So my post-graduation also happened in Khandwa only.
Oh, wow.
And I started my career from Army School, Mahu, MHW, military headquarters of war. Did my B.Ed from DAV Indore. That was a special course developed by NCERT, and did my B.Ed in creativity and science, like that. And the journey starts. And then I worked with Kendriya Vidyalayas, Navodaya Vidyalayas, Army School. After that, at the leadership position, I started my career in BK Birla Group of Schools. started my journey with the Cambridge University with Arya Cambridge. There we have started A level, O level, IBDP. Then Poddar as a principal, was the founder principal of Poddar International School, Kalyan. Wow. So within the campus, we started ICSC as well as CBSC as well as CI school. So I was heading off the three. So that was going on, and then founder principal of Lodha World School in Mumbai. Then GEMS also, I like in Madhya Pradesh. I was looking after 3 schools of GEMS. That time it was like GEMS public school.
Yeah.
And then switch over to Sharjah Indian School from last 9 years. This is the 10th year going on. So that's another shift. Wow. And in many areas, like we are working together in CBSE. I'm the city coordinator. I'm the coordinator for NTA, National Testing Agency. My school is one of the biggest center for a NEET examination. We do conduct the online, computer-based IIT also, IIT JEE also. And the city coordinator for CBSE exams. I'm looking after Sharjah, Fujairah and Ras Al Khaimah. All these 3 Emirates, practical exam, this exam, under the leadership of the CBSE. And the journey is going on. And as far as the Sharjah Private Education Authority is concerned, when SPIA came into existence, they have started with the Principal Council. So I'm the first and former General Secretary of the SPIA, and we work together to frame various curriculums and how to go ahead with that. And various milestones of SPIA has been, created and developed and helped and, internalized by us. And that journey was continuing. Still, I am one of the member of the Sharjah Principal Council and chairperson of the Sharjah Tuning School Concept. So that is in a nutshell.
One thing for sure, you've not just built your own organizations wherever you worked, but you've always looked for what else can you do?
Yes.
So the entire journey that you shared, you've mentioned that whenever you were the head of a school, you were also looking at either creating more branches, or you were really looking at heading another, curriculum. So, for example, the Poddar International School, you said it was ICSE and CBSE and Cambridge. What drives you? What makes you want to do more and experiment more?
Yeah, like my nature is like that, taking the risk, experimenting, and wanted to be a lifelong learner, explorative learner.
Got it.
Experiential learner. But my experiential learner and, explorative learner's definition is one has to be a lifelong learner. Yeah. And to be a lifelong learner, you have to unlearn so many things. Right. You have to relearn so many things. And for that, you have to be open-minded.
Yeah.
So I'm an open-minded person, wanted to unlearn things, wanted to relearn the things, and to satisfy the inherent talent that something new should be done. With the routine things, become irritating.
Yeah.
So beyond that, something to be done. So like that. And trust me, if you are doing something good, it will get recognized. It will get recognized by the parents, by the students, by the authorities, by the management, by agencies like SPIA, KSDA, like that. So we have to keep on doing something new.
Yeah.
Something new, something original, something authentic. Not at all cut, copy and paste.
Got it.
So that is, that is the, what we can say, the thrust behind me.
Yeah. And another thing that I noticed was how you've not just been a part of an education system or different kind of schools in one city or one geographical location, but you've been in a tier 3 city, a tier 2 city, you've been in a metropolitan India, then you've been in international emirate in UAE, and most of the places wherever you've worked, you've actually started and then reached the top of that location, that geographical location. So if you had to look at your journey from a perspective of geographical movement and also movement within that geography, what do you think are the major differentiating factors amongst, along different parts of the journey?
See, every geographical location has its different style,
Yeah.
had its different experience, had its different challenges. But one thing is common among all these, various places, very geographical things, whether it is 3-tier, whether it is 2-tier, whether it is metropolitan, whether it is international. One thing is common. That is the hunger of learning something new. And if you work on that, if you deliver that, something new, you will be appreciated. Yes, when you are doing that thing, a lot of criticism will come. A lot of opposition will come because you are bringing the change. And the change by default has a lot of hurdles.
Yeah.
But one thing is there, if you want to drive the change, you will be successful. Now, there is two things only. Wherever you are working, whether you are driving the change or you are getting driven by the change.
Right.
So, what I appeal to all my fellow educators or edu leaders, please drive the change.
Yeah.
If you don't drive the change, you will be driven by the change and you will be changed completely.
And you will not know what you're doing.
And then you will be finished.
Yeah.
And then you will be finished. You will be rusted completely. So it's not like that at the international level challenges are different and at the deep-rooted villages challenges are different. Challenges are same.
Yeah.
Challenges are same to create the thirst and hunger of new learning among learners, among parents, among educators, among the board of governors.
Mm-hmm.
That point is clear.
Got it.
That hunger and thirst, if you develop, things will change.
And no, I agree with what you're saying. As an organization, we receive applications from tens of thousands of teachers every month. And those teachers come and apply and we ask them that what do you want to achieve? Why do you want to join a program? What do you want to really do in your career? And the people who come with big aspirations, there'll be a teacher who will be in a tier 3 city who would want to go to an international school in some part of the world. There would be a teacher who would be in a metropolitan would want to go to a different curriculum in their own city. And one thing that we have seen common in everybody, that people who are ready to be uncomfortable and drive the change, they take action, they move fast.
Yes.
People who are not ready to put in the effort required for that growth, they just keep thinking and then they're driven by the change.
Yes.
So if you had to, be for the next 5 minutes, you had to be a coach or a mentor for
More than that, a scaffolder.
a scaffolder.
Scaffolder.
A scaffolder for all of those educators who want to go beyond their current stage, who want to go beyond their current role and want to really grow. What should be the starting point of their thought process that they can get that internal motivation to take action? Because you and I both know there's so many people who want to do more, they want to achieve more, but something stops them.
Yeah. So what stops them is they don't want to come out of their comfort zone. So the comfort zone and comfortable attitude is the worst thing, which is a biggest hurdle in the path of their journey. So if they have to move ahead, a step ahead, they have to come out of their comfort zone. They should be confused. Actually, nowadays, nobody wanted to be confused.
Yeah.
Now, until and unless you are confused, you will not explore beyond. You will not explore beyond the box. Rather than, it's my firm belief that if you have to explore something, you have to throw the box out.
Yeah.
If you remain within the box and think beyond the box, not possible.
Not possible.
Not possible. So you have to go out of the comfort zone. You have to be confused. You have to become an idiot. If you are reminded that 3 idiots.
Yeah.
So like that, you have to have a passion and you have to be mad behind your passion. That is one thing. Second thing, for that, you have to accept a lot of criticism. People will not, digest you. People will not digest you. People will not understand you. People will misunderstand you a lot. But you keep on smiling on that and keep on doing something new. Trust me, they will realize you. So for the newcomers, the one thing is there. They have to come out of their comfort zone
Yeah.
They have to drive the change. They have to have trust and faith within the new emerging global trends. They should not be a trend follower. They should become a trend setters.
Right.
Now, for setting the trends, again, how to set the trend? How to be a scaffolder? You have to do demo. You have to be a role model. So you have to do yourself. If you have to, train someone, if you have to coach someone, you have to mentor someone, you should know that thing.
Yeah.
A very, very simple example. If you have to tell something, here from tomorrow onwards, you should not eat sugar. So first you have to live.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not possible. So they have to go out of the comfort zone. New global emerging trend. They should have faith, and they should have patience within them, and they should be open-minded.
Yeah.
Ready to unlearn so many things, ready to learn so many things, and going behind the technology or machines. They should understand their own metacognition.
Yeah.
Learning about how to learn, understanding about how to understand, applying about how to apply. Now people apply the things, whatever they have learned, but they are applying in the known situation. That is not a learning.
Yeah.
And that is not an experience. Whatever you have learned, if you are applying in the unknown situation,
That's where.
that will make you uncomfortable. That will make you confused. And with that, your inherent talent will ignite.
Yeah.
And if that spark is ignited, you will think innovatively, critically, and then all those 21st century skills will come within you.
Beautiful.
Critical thinking and creativity and like communication and all. Everything will come to you because you remain original.
Yeah.
Maybe wrong. Sometimes may be wrong. But if you are original, if it is wrong also, people will understand you. So they have to do that thing. They have to remain original, authentic, reliable, and confused, and do something new every day. Now, and then when another point is that there are some newcomers, excellent, but when they reach to their top, they are not ready to scrap all those skills. Like I wanted to cite the example of Nokia, leader of the world. But when they went to the top, they were not ready to scrap that thing. And the Android has spoiled them.
Yeah.
BlackBerry. Now nobody knows BlackBerry. Where is the BlackBerry?
Yeah.
Because that iPhone has given that platform.
Right.
So my point is, whenever you achieve the mastery, then scrap it.
Yeah.
And then go behind another master. What is happening for the newcomers? They become a master of one particular app and then remain within that. And then they become techno addict of that particular app. They are not ruling the technology. They get ruled by the technology, by the apps, by not only the technology, by any other thing, any type of learning. Suppose somebody is very good at coaching. That is not enough. Now you take the case of the coach of, what is that, famous like Sunil Gavaskar or your Sachin Tendulkar. Their coaches, they don't know how to play the cricket as their,
As good as it.
mentee are playing. But they have gone beyond that.
Yeah.
They have gone beyond that. They scrap all their masteries and then achieve something new. That should be done. That should be done. I wanted to quote another one example, like as it was told, mentor and mentee and coach. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was the mentor for two mentees, Mahatma Gandhi, and another one is creator of Pakistan.
Okay.
Both were the
Mentees
of the same mentor. Why the things went on?
Yeah. Different. Yeah.
It is neither the mentor nor the mentee. It is the process.
It's the process.
It's the process. The process of mentoring, the process of scaffolding, and how much the mentee is internalizing it and applying it in the unknown situation. That matters.
But Dr. Mahajan, tell me something. I 100% agree with you, and I know that everybody who has achieved that, they've gone through this. But today's educators, they're scared. They're scared of taking risk because whatever we've discussed, it's You mentioned clearly,
Yeah.
you have to scrap, you have to start anew.
Start.
And you might have been really doing the best things. If you don't scrap and learn it from the very basic,
Yeah.
you'll not be able to learn new skills. But there's a risk in that, right? I can tell you, I meet thousands of teachers every month.
Yes.
They'll come to me and they'll tell me, Rishabh, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that. And the moment I tell them, okay, you have to start spending time in developing new skills, their first thought is, but I've already been a teacher for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years.
Yes.
And why do I have to develop new skills? Why can't I achieve everything with my current skills? So that risk of going beyond their current, what they know, how to go beyond that.
Yeah, according to me, see, why they are scared. Now, 10 years of experience. There are two types of experience. 1 year you have done the mistakes and blunders, and you are repeating the same for another 9 years. So, if that type of 10 years of experience, they will scare.
Yeah.
But another person who is doing the blunders every year new, that person will not be scary.
Right.
Will take the risk. So you have every right to commit the blunder, but no right at all to repeat the same blunder.
Absolutely.
If you are doing the new blunder, trust me,
It's worth it.
it's worth it. And that is risk taking. What is the risk taking? Commit the new blunder. Don't repeat the
Beautiful.
same one. That's all. That's all. No one is perfect.
Yeah.
No one is perfect. And no one is in the journey of a betterment. I am telling you.
Would it be right to say that the educator who on an average does more blunders or takes more risks and fails more than the other colleagues takes decisions that go wrong sometimes?
Yes.
More often than other colleagues have higher chances of becoming successful.
Yes, have higher chances of becoming successful if they are doing new blunders.
New blunder.
More new blunders, not the same blunders. Because when you are doing the new blunders, you are applying the learning, whatever you have done in committing the blunders in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is real experience. What is experiential learning? Learn by your blunders.
And we teach the students that don't make a mistake.
Don't make a mistake.
We want them to make mistakes.
Actually, we should appreciate the mistake of the students, but we should monitor that and we should ensure that they don't repeat the same mistake.
The same mistake, yeah.
And actually, NEP's the exact conclusion is what? Appreciate the mistake of the students, but don't allow them
To repeat.
to repeat the same mistake, and to ensure that train them, coach them, scaffold them, give them the platform, give them that platform on which they can jump very high, even not the sky limit for them, it's just beginning.
Yeah.
That is NEP. Experiential learning. Begless days are what? Begless days doesn't mean that you should not do anything.
Yeah.
No. You should do everything, applying whatever you have learned in the unknown situation with the smiling face.
Beautiful.
That is the begless day. And how can you do that thing? By your inherent talent. By satisfying your inherent talent. By satisfying your own thought process.
Right.
If you are a dancer, dance and understand mathematics by dancing. If you are a singer, sing and understand notes and anti-notes and frequency and vibration and all those things. Understand physics within that. If you are a writer, write. Understand the grammars, but understand the history also of writing. So, that is the idea.
And if you're a teacher, teach.
Teach.
But I understand that
Yeah.
you have to understand how the child psychology is working, how the classroom management is working.
In the process of teaching nowadays, your teaching should get converted into the learning.
Yeah.
Not only the learning should be visible. Not only the visible, that should be assessed. And the outcome of that assessment, outcome of that analytics should be visible.
Wow.
So, if the outcome of your assessment and analytics is visible, your learning is worthwhile.
Wow.
Otherwise, everyone teach.
Yeah.
Everyone teach. What is the use? Your teaching should get converted into the learning. That learning should be visible, and then that visible learning should motivate the learner to be assessment ready.
Yeah.
They should take that assessment with the smiling face.
Right.
That assessment is not assessment of learning and assessment for learning. That assessment should be assessment as learning and assessment in learning. This is NCF. This is NAP. But what we do, we teach them, we set the question paper, we do the assessment, we grade them, we mark them, and we ensure that we will tell them you are not good in this area. Hey, they are good in all areas. You are not good in your assessment process.
We're not.
So they're not.
If the idea is that if a student is not good at a subject area, it's a teacher's failure,
Yes,
not a student's failure.
Not a student's failure. Like I always tell my senior teachers, are a child who studied under our teaching learning process for last 10 years could not get 35% marks. The student is not failed.
Yeah.
We failed.
System. Yeah.
We failed as a teacher, we failed as a system, we failed as a school, we failed as a principal, we failed as a curriculum provider.
Yeah.
It is like that. But it doesn't mean that you throw the marks and make him pass. No.
Yeah, absolutely.
That should not be there. So, another thing is, every student, every learner is born with certain intelligence. The role of a teacher is to ensure that whatever way the best the child is having, utilize that thing to scaffolding that child and he will do the wonder.
Beautiful.
That is teaching and learning process. Bossism of teacher is not teaching. Whatever you know, if you are teaching that, what's the use? Then what you know?
Yeah.
You don't know anything. See, I'm MSc Physics, specialization in electronics and solid state. Whatever I have learned during my PG, now that is in 11th and 12th. So what I learned? What I learned. But I learned one thing, learning about how to learn.
Yeah.
Understanding about how to understand. So I'm doing that thing with my students. That is more than enough. I'm making them thinking about how to think. And if they started thinking, this generation will think better than anybody.
Anybody else? Then the last generations.
Last generation, any of the generations.
Any of the generations.
And that fits for every generation.
Yeah.
And according to me, that's the generation gap. That's a generation gap. Not the age.
It's the way we think.
The way we think. That's the generation gap.
So and generation gap is a very interesting, context that people keep talking about. And in our context, we are both educators.
Yes. Yeah.
So there is a generation gap that we've also seen in teachers.
Yes.
Teachers and they say one generation is 15 years. 15 years or 10 years, something like that, right? So let's say 15 years.
Yeah.
So, and you've been into education for more than 30 years now.
35 years now.
35 years. So you've seen 3 generations effectively. Yes. What's the biggest difference that you see in teachers in the last 2 or 3 generations that you've seen?
Yeah. See, I have seen so many positive things also. Positive, negative, yeah. As well as so many negative things also. Now, there are one generation of a teachers. We have 20 years of experience. We know each and everything. That is one generation. That is actually, they are spoiling the coming generation. There are teachers with 20 years of experience. They say, we don't know anything. We have to learn so many things. And they are behind the learning process. They are behind to explore something new, to learn something new. And no doubt they are sometimes not successful. Many times they have failed. They are committing a lot of mistakes in that process. But still they are the better generation. So it is like that. Now literacy, we'll say literacy. What is the meaning of literacy? One of my friend, he left the schooling when he was in 10th standard. We were together with up to the 10th standard. Now recently during this summer break when I was there in my native village, he was singing a song, and in that was the original song framed by him on Mahabharata. I cannot make a song on physics.
Yeah.
After doing MSc.
Yeah.
Who is literate then? But the question arises, who is literate?
Yeah.
He studied Mahabharata. He studied so many other spiritual books. He's writing song on that. He's singing song on that. He's giving the rhythm. I cannot teach Newton's laws by singing a song.
Right.
So who is literate?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the real definition of literacy.
Yeah.
That is the real definition of literacy. So my point is, same thing with the generation of the teachers also.
Okay.
If they are experimenting on their own thought process,
Beautiful.
their teaching learning style, if the examinations or assessment, if they are taking that as a feedback, that where my teaching learning process is going wrong, if they are taking the assessment in that way, they are the future generation teachers. But what is happening? Assessment, you didn't score well. There are teachers, like if I quote the example of my school, on an average experience is 19 years plus.
19 years.
19 years plus. They used to say, your mother was also like that. Sit down. So, but there are teachers who are having, I still remember one teacher she was a Malayalam teacher. When this technology and all has come, we were struggling how to do the assessment in, using technology. 34 years of experience, subject like Malayalam, she come up with that. Yes, with this I can do online assessment in Malayalam. 34 years of experience. She retired now. A big salute to her.
And she kept experimenting.
She kept experimenting. All other technological aspects are very, very favorable for English.
Yeah.
But English teachers don't do that daring, and she did that. And she conducted the first online assessment. That is the generation. That is the future. See, again, the generation gap is not 10 years experience or 15 years experience or this age or that age or this degree or that age. No, not at all. That is something beyond that. How much risk you are taking, how much you are exploring, how much you are learning by your mistake, how much you are, realizing that, yes, this is my mistake. It's not easy.
You know what you've said, it is not easy. It sparked a very interesting thought in my mind.
Yeah.
So generation gap in teaching, or let's call it generation gap in teaching and learning, is not about what is the age of the teacher. It's about which generation is teacher's thought process stuck in.
Yes. Very well said. Yes.
If a teacher is stuck in a thought process of 50 years ago, but they might themselves be 25 years old, they are of a generation behind.
Yes.
But if a teacher might have 30 years of experience, but is running on the latest teaching and learning experiments and trying to do new things, they're actually in the latest generation of teaching and learning.
Yes.
So this is going to be our thing. I'll publish it and we'll say,
Yes, publish it.
I'll say, Dr. Pramod Mahajan, Bishop Kanna together have defined generation gap for teaching and learning.
Yes,
And
it's a fact.
Beautiful.
And you trust me, when you publish it, many will agree with that.
Yeah,
If they introspect themselves.
absolutely.
Now, I'm telling you very frankly, whatever I have learned in MSc, it is in 11th and 12th. Rather than I'm outdated, I studied valve. Triode valve, diode valve. And now even if it is not transistors, now it is cheap. Now it is cheaps.
Yeah.
So, but I know that thing, how that valve was working. The chip is also working in the same way.
Yeah.
How that BCC and SCC structure was there, that is there in the nanotechnology.
Beautiful.
Whatever creativity I have learned in 90s, that is the basic, that is the platform for the innovation and critical thinking.
Yeah.
That I know. So that's why the things are happening.
So the first principles, then, that means that if somebody is very strong at the basics, at what are the first principles of any industry?
Yeah.
They would stay relevant over generations because they would be able to use that information and knowledge to build their thought process on newer information.
Unknown
situations. For example, the moment you said that you studied valves and, diodes, triodes and everything, but the moment chips came in, for you it was very simple to connect and make sense of it because you understood the first principles of that. Similarly, if a teacher, if an educator, if an education leader, it's it's important to know the latest terminologies.
Yes.
But if you know what are the basic principles, the first principles of teaching and learning,
That's all.
everything can be built on top of it.
Everything can be done. Everything can be done. And here the risk-taking factor is there.
Yeah.
Whatever you have learned, connect with that, reconnect with that. And that connection, that is the gap. You have to bridge that gap.
Beautiful.
Now, bridging the gap is what? And then why you should be confused? How to bridge that gap? Bridging that gap is important.
Yeah.
Now, NEP says, NCF, they says interdisciplinary aspect.
Yeah.
What is interdisciplinary? Again, connect that thing. Connect that thing.
Yeah.
Rainy season, umbrella, shape, size, color, how it open, how it close, what color of umbrella. Now, I have seen so many beautiful ladies holding the black umbrella in the sunny days. Now, are they having scientific attitude?
No.
No.
It's absorbing all.
Absorbing everything. It is worse than not having the umbrella. So the point is, this is some gap. This is the gap in the thought process. So what I meant to say, what umbrella to be used, which color umbrella to be used, in which season which umbrella to be used, that is more important. And if you know that thing, you will become a better, manufacturer of umbrella, isn't it? It is like that. It is like that.
Beautiful. This is beautiful.
It is like that.
And as we say, common sense is the most uncommon thing to be found amongst many people.
Newton has written in his bioautography that everything will be solved by the common sense. But the common sense will not be so common. And it's a fact. It's a fact.
Oh, God.
Common sense is not so common.
Oh, God. But Mahajan, here, I'll shift the gears and I'll take you to the next stage.
Yes, please.
So the next stage is, in our conversation, you told me that you're responsible for some 10,000 plus students, some 500 odd teachers, and which means that as a leader, you're not just responsible for educational success, teaching and learning processes for these thousands of students and hundreds of teachers, but you're also responsible for their well-being.
Yes.
And it's all interconnected. So when you, as an education leader, try to define the skills that your team should have, your team of teachers should have, how do you approach that? What's your mantra of identifying the right kind of teachers that can deliver the same thought process that you have for teaching and learning?
See, what we are doing, we have developed one training and development cell in which we are doing CPDs every Friday, 3 hours. So in that process, we openly say to the teachers, we openly announce that come forward, show your talent, rock the stage.
Yeah.
And there are many who, again, that generation, who don't want to take the risk.
Right.
So there are many newcomers are taking the risk. There are many old teachers are also taking the risk. Those who are having huge experience, they are also taking the risk. They are literally dancing when they are giving the presentation. I remember one of the maths teacher, very senior, but doing all those things.
Right.
So what I am looking into that, what I am trying to inculcate within them to ensure their well-being also. Have trust and hunger for new learning. Limit your, expectation. Whatever you are doing, what you will get back. Limit that thing. That is second thing. And third thing is, keep on smiling. Keep on smiling during the adverse, tough situation. Means enhancing the AQ. If you keep on smiling during the tough situation and keep on doing the things, you will do something new. That is one thing. Second thing I'm telling them, in this era of artificial intelligence, in this era of technological aspect, you explore and embrace the machines. Don't become yourself machine.
Yeah.
You become techno-savvy. Utilize the techno-savvy as your sophisticated add. Don't go away from your original thought process, from your originality, from your authenticity, from your basics. Don't move away from that. And with that knowledge of your basics and adopting the newer aspects, global trends, and if you know how to bridge that gap, come forward and do that thing and make yourself happy, make yourself, successful, or make your, or satisfy your inherent talent. So these 3-4 things, if they are doing it, they are enjoying it.
Beautiful.
And that's why, the working situation in the school is in such a manner that those who are appointed, they got retired. We don't have that many positions for promotions, that many will become supervisors, many will become HMs. Ultimately, 2 HMs, 1 VP, 1 principal director, like that only.
Yeah.
But still they are enjoying it because they are doing something new. And they have been respected. We do respect the seniority. We do respect the new skills. We do respect the, the new people, those who are coming with the new energy. And you are our management, our governing council, the leaders of Indian Association Sharjah. They are also giving the full freedom, show your talent, and they are ready to accept your effort. So with that, things are moving ahead.
Wonderful.
But yes, well-being and your satisfaction is a state of mind.
Got it.
It's a state of mind. How, in what way you will make yourself happy, that is yours, guys. That is your thing. Otherwise, it's very difficult.
Yeah, there will be some people who will be smiling and will come out strong even in toughest situation.
Like that.
Some people will say, "Oh, I'm dying even if nothing happens."
Nothing happens. Yeah, that is there. And accept the new challenges. Keep on changing. Keep on driving the change. Keep on doing the new blunders. That's all. Don't repeat.
On an average, how many new teachers do you hire every year?
Every year, not less than 100.
Oh, wow.
Not less than 100.
So then you have to tell us one secret on this podcast. Yeah. This is your gift to all the listeners. Tell us your 3 favorite questions that you like to ask a teacher to identify whether that teacher is a good fit for your team or not.
Yeah. So the first question I do ask, how many times you have failed in your career?
Okay.
And after failing, how you have bounced back out of that. That is one thing. Second thing, I asked whether your degrees and qualifications, whatever you have done, do you think that is relevant in the present scenario? If it is yes, in what way? If it is no, in what way?
Yeah.
And give the authentic and reliable answers.
Yeah.
And the third one is, I'm very particular about to check how strong they are in their basics. A person who is strong in the basic can be coached, can be trained, or that person get trained themselves, herself or himself, if basics are strong.
Yeah.
That is called situational training. That is called circumstances. Circumstances will make a lot of changes within them.
Absolutely.
When they come into the scenario, this many students, and the students are so good. The students are, they are very good in technology. They are very good in language. So they themselves, get changed, get trained, get coached by themselves.
Right.
Only condition is they should be strong in their business.
Very nice.
So these 3 things are more important.
Very, very nice.
And if they think whatever we have learned, yes, that is the only relevant. And then another thing is they cannot connect with the newer things.
Then they're not able to.
Then they are not able to do that thing.
And then they're not able to reach the latest generation.
Yes.
The generation gap definition.
They cannot. So these 3 things are must within.
And how often should a teacher feel uncomfortable?
Rather than you should ask, how often they should be comfortable.
I know the answer for that is never.
That's all.
But really, how often should, according to you, if a teacher who really wants to grow, how often they should think that I should take a new risk? And which also takes...
At least weekly thrice. At least weekly thrice.
They should think that I should try something new.
Something new.
Beautiful.
At least weekly thrice. Yeah, I myself doing that thing. Everything when I'm going to sleep, what new I have done and what blunder I have done today, which I am not going to repeat tomorrow.
And Dr. Mahajan, tell me. So I know in our conversation that you're somebody who goes out and tries new things and does new things. Has it ever happened that you did something and you felt so heartbroken, or you felt, that failure was very hard to take? Can you share any such situation or any such example from your life?
Yes, it happened.
Because, I don't want teachers to feel that becoming an education leader is just about taking risk and there are no failures. Because I know that
No, it happens. It happens. Like, let me cite one example. In one of the school, I don't want to close the name. I was the only PGT.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taking maths, physics and chemistry also. And I was young, enthusiastic and wanted to take the risk. And when the result came, I realized that, yes, I have spoiled one generation. Oh God, it happened. And then I thought, yes, whatever the area, my basics are strong, I should only do that.
Focus on that.
And then I stopped doing that. Then I stopped teaching chemistry. I used to teach maths and physics. Why I took that risk? Throughout my career, I always score very high marks in chemistry without knowing chemistry properly.
Oh God.
Because I used to mug up. Physics, which is very favorite subject of mine, I always used to get, average marks. Because I always used to create my own physics. And the evaluator and the teachers don't like that.
Yeah.
And mathematics was moderate. So I took that risk. I won the, always highest marks in chemistry. So I'll teach chemistry to this 11th and 12th and 10th standard students. I spoiled them. Because my basics chemistry was not strong.
Mm.
So that type of risk should not be taken. Risk should be taken where your basics are
Very strong.
Yeah. Risk should be taken where your skills are favorable to take that risk. But it doesn't mean that you should always take a calculated risk only. No.
Yes. So maybe risk where the risk is on yourself, not on somebody.
Not on somebody. People take risk on somebody, not on themselves.
Yeah.
Now a teacher who has to, deal with these 21st century learners, until and unless you become techno-savvy, don't play technology-wise with them.
Yeah, they would know more than us always.
So that type of risk what risk you have to take? You have to question yourself. They know this thing. Why don't I?
I know. Yeah.
So you know that technology. You explore that technology. Maybe you are not the master of that, but whatever basics you know that thing, you apply that thing.
Yeah.
And things will happen. So take a risk on yourself. Don't take the risk for their life. That is important.
Beautiful.
And that may call calculated risk. That may call the futuristic risk, whatever be. But risk is risk.
Got it.
That is the point.
Let me take you to the last part of the podcast.
Yeah.
So in this part of the podcast, I always request education leaders to take the role of a salesperson.
Yeah.
And what are we selling? We are selling the teaching profession to the future generation.
Yes.
We know that there are critical shortages of skilled teachers.
Yes.
We have millions of teachers.
Yeah.
But the right teachers, the skilled teachers, we are facing critical shortages for that.
Yes.
What I really want you to do now is, my request is to think of yourself as a salesperson of the teaching profession, as an education leader. Make a pitch to the next generation about why they should join the teaching profession. And let's make it interesting. So think about it like this. You're standing in the middle, the center of a big stadium. And there are 20,000 fresh graduates, final year students of graduation, whether engineering, commerce, maths, sciences, everything. They're all sitting around you and they're looking at you, and you have to tell them that why they should go towards the teaching profession and leave the other professions, considering technology, considering work-life balance, considering everything. Whatever are the unique selling propositions of the teaching profession, you have to make that pitch to this generation so that they come and join teaching.
Yeah.
Over to you.
So they can join teaching because if they are teacher, if they are in a teaching profession, they are number one, lifelong learner. So they keep on learning. And a person who will keep on learning, his physical well-being is ensured, his mental well-being is ensured, his psychometric well-being is ensured. So if one has to ensure their psychometric, physical and mental well-being, should be a lifelong learner. And teaching is the only profession where you have to be a lifelong learner, number one. Number two, you should have self-discipline. If you don't have self-discipline, this profession is not meant for you. So you have to exercise the self-discipline within yourself. That is second thing. You should have dedication, you should have devotion, and you should be ready to take a risk on yourself. See, in other professions, whether it is engineer, whether it is doctor, they are taking the risk on another person's life.
Yeah.
If while some surgeon, maybe a famous surgeon doing heart surgery, if something happened, you'll only one word you'll say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I tried my best. Here that type of thing is not there. You have to try your best on yourself to shape the future of another.
Yeah.
So if that selling point is there within you, if you are ready to take the risk on yourself, not at the cost of the other's life, then you are fit for and then you should have in that training their teacher's profession. And the third one is the teacher's profession is called a noble profession. It is not salary. It is inherent satisfaction, internal satisfaction. You have to define the new definition of your success and of your happiness. Now you take the millionaires. They are not happy. They are taking a lot of tablets to sleep, these, that, and a lot of problem. Why? Because they are not happy with whatever they have earned. But here the teacher is very, very happy when the salary comes. And that happiness, you can ask, that thing very well, and you can ask me.
Yeah.
See, so every month the teacher is defining his own or her happiness, where they are defining their happiness. One life is not enough for them.
Yeah.
One life is not enough for them. So as far as the money is concerned, this is the selling point. Another thing is that you are satisfying your own internal talent, and you are creating the talent among others. Yes. These are the selling points. And you are enhancing your own basics day by day, day by day, day by day. That is success.
So, according to you, I think the best part that I saw you saying was that you're not just in the profession to make money, you're in the profession to learn, to grow, and make others grow.
Now, I wanted to cite one example. I was doing my one leadership course in IIM Ahmedabad. So, one day the director of IIM Ahmedabad came and he said, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy today. I am demoting myself from the post of director of IIM Ahmedabad and I am becoming a professor. We were so surprised that we all are doing this leadership course to get promoted here. And this gentleman is telling he himself demoting to himself, yes, I now wanted to become a professor. Then I asked him, sir, I came here to get promoted. And you are demoting. See, he said, your aspiration is what? He said, to live happily. He said, my happiness definition is to deliver the lecture, to discuss with the young generation, to understand what is happening in the business world. Yeah. That I am not understanding sitting at the post of director of IIM. Yeah. So then I said, sir, how? Now, how it is making you happy that now then he cited one example. I took this risk after knowing that one of our student has got the offer of 24 crores as a package. So you think that is happiness for you? How can it be? Your salary, he said, not even 10%.
Yeah.
He said, not even 10%. Okay, then how you are becoming happy? He said, I am becoming happy because when I become professor, I will understand what is that which companies are paying 24 crores for these students. I don't know that, to know that thing. So that type of happy.
Beautiful. And when you're really working closely with that generation,
With that generation.
you really learn so much
So-
about yourself.
And that is the richness.
That's the richness.
That is the richness.
Beautiful.
So I was so impressed with that statement, and still I'm behind that. Yes,
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for all the inputs there, Dr. Mahajan.
Yeah.
Any parting thoughts for the teachers, for education leaders? Your last thoughts for them? That
my last thought is they should explore the technology instead of becoming the techno addict. They should embrace the machine instead of becoming the machine. They should work on themselves to make their basics strong, on which they can jump high, so high that even the sky is not the limit, it is just beginning. And they should keep on unlearning, relearning, keep on dedicating, devoting, and self-discipline.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for another episode for your favorite podcast, Inspiring Educators. I've enjoyed my time a lot here with Dr. Pramod Mahajan. I'm sure you would have learned a lot of...
Same here, same here. And see, better inputs have come because your questions were better. And see, one thing, the assessment nowadays, what NEP and NCF is focusing, it is not the better answer or the best answer.
It's the better...
It is the better question. It is that question, I called it fertile question.
Yeah.
That question which creates variety of answers.
Is the best question.
It's the best question.
Thank you so much.
The podcast will be effective if the questions are different.
You're really very kind, sir. You're really very kind. Thank you so much for the podcast. All the listeners, I'll see you very soon with another inspirational educator, and I'll make sure that we add value to your life over and over again. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.